and welcome to another edition of Tea Time. Tea Time, they meet you from Monday to Friday live on Women's Voice Online TV, both from the Facebook page and also the YouTube account and the TikTok account. Today is Tuesday, another day to be grateful for, the 11th day in the month of August in the year 2026, and so we welcome you to yet another edition, another impactful edition. We all know the subjects of the day, the debates when they go on around the country. Today, discussions will be centered on the weather condition. We don't get heavy rain all throughout the night, waiting at the east of Freetown. We experienced a lot of rain this last night, and with the open pray say no disaster no will happen. So follow me, look at the heavy rains and flooding and Sierra Leone, and if they get the warning sign, the early warning signs, we get between at the studio with Success Ibrahim Kamara, we are a lawyer and also at the head of the PR and communications, that is Sierra Leone Meteorological Agency, waiting day for handle the weather condition. He go join me shortly at the studio. He can tell me if Sierra Leoneans then, we are Sierra Leoneans then, we really they listen to the early warning signs there, where they can do for sake of flood. Now the country. The other topic again where they can look at for the Constitution Amendment Bill don't be passed yesterday. Waiting change. And waiting it mean to Sierra Leoneans then. We also will look at the president is state opening speech. Waiting at the team with president, they will talk for sake of Mama Salon in go before one. For sake of that discussion, we get the Honorable Abdulmonu Lansana, being a former member of parliament for the SLPP. If they can't take you through the president's speech, waiting at some of the highlights inside the president's speech. So, Honorable family, good morning.
Family, good morning, and good morning to the studio.
Thank you very much for making it possible for joining me at the studio today.
Thanks
so
so
we
much.
go right, but before that just tell you as they say, who not have get right for contribute to this program. But in short say when they send me comments, now with social media handles them, no attack personality, just get to the point and ask you question. Now with Facebook, now with YouTube and also with TikTok. So now you won't go straight to the point because of time. We don't eat about 15 minutes, but notwithstanding, we extend the time again because this is very important. President will make a speech where he gets a lot of issues that we highlight here. So we want first make you just take me through the speech, and as the program they go on, we will highlight some key areas there where you deliberate on.
All right, thank you very much for the one day where they listen we online. One thing where they need for know that the president na member of parliament, and him being the member of parliament na in civic responsibility for open parliament at every section. Just like we get the speaker in the head of parliament, despite the fact that in they na the executive arm, but they also part of the legislative arm, because now make any law where we pass, if you not accent to that law day becomes a law. So on a yearly basis, it come for can give an account, like what they say now in judgment day, for can tell the people waiting don't happen and waiting they expect for happen along the line. So waiting we see this past Friday now an account where the president can give an honest account with regards to waiting he don't do and waiting he expect for do in the remaining areas. And one thing where the listeners and viewers they need for know now the fact that at the time they are now a very critical moment, because where somebody they give a farewell, because each time you go open parliament, the first way they kind of in mind is that my term of office is coming to an end. He's not going to seek another mandate as before. This time round, now in last mandate they go with so whatever he's doing now is either lane.
Not in last state opening, right?
Yeah, but now leading to the last, because this is the fourth. After that, now two more he get. The fifth one, when at the final one, and the closure.
Okay, so
you see, you get two more, but now one now get duration, the other one a closure.
Okay.
Because this is the fourth section where it go do so. From there they do the fifth section. After the fifth section now, if you see it go there now for go dissolve parliament for election. So that tells you he only have those two occurrences now beside this one for tell the people like the fifth one of course now like a package where he go for give of the entire run down in terms of in presidency within the 10 years where he don't use. Then finally now he go close parliament where he sign out. He not go ever open parliament in this country again.
Okay, so let's look at the significance, the importance of this state opening. That mami also na Makeni, na Kamala, na Kainla. You can just say, when they say presidents they go do state opening at parliament, but you don't really understand what it mean. So what in this mean?
Yes, it mean a lot because it mean na an opportunity where we dey get to the president for really tell we for say okay una dey hear am, but let me safe when na the daddy can put me family then together and tell them say I be promote una say I dey make Kubola road, I don't make am. I be promise una say I dey make Cambia road, I don't make am. I be promise una say this bridge I don't make am, or this bridge that I be promise now this I don't do, now this don't left. So the importance of am now like an account, just like we when a Muslim and Christian and believe say we go forget judgment day, and that judgment day God give we to call talent. How we use with talent now go explain to God, say God you gave us 5, in this 5 we made a profit of 10. Here is what we've made. So now something like that. So the importance of am now that we dey get a president where they come for give real result or account of things then we in no say they don't do and things that we expect for do for the people of this country. When are they will use them for judge them, because it can make another statement when at the New Year statement. But yanda ain't knocking much like where it do parliamentary opening. When are they really it give a total account of entire thing the way you don't do and what you intend for do. So now I make that in very important.
Okay, so after the president don't make in speech though, he open a speech at parliament, what think can be the role of parliament? Because we can normally see there is a duration where the speaker can be the parliamentarian for read through the statement and try for comprehend them, though it can lead to debates. So how that debate?
Yes, like where you come na host, you talk to you picking them, then you tell one of you picking them when Abdullah say Abdullah, you know say I be say I the bill for you, so I don't bill out. But Abdullah no say really you know don't the host it. So waiting to happen, the debate now usai the opposition and the ruling party they can now for say okay papa, yes waiting really you talk, we will not see how because who they are certain the one that we write for you right say you don't do this. But in actual sense, you know do it. So then the can count that debate say now where everybody go for gain your point by what you call life account. Because for instance, if you say you don't make Bere Bridge, we center the right up for you, but in actual sense, Bere Bridge no make it. Don that person way in no say na Potloko they come on Makeni for Canton. We no say Bere Bridge no make it. Though you can't sit on a television or parliament, you tell and say Bere Bridge no make. What till they do? They say no. It look like say the one that we write for you, they don't left the two. So dear papa, this would raise unto you, let you go see. Now make if in fact when you see the president want to talk about food security, where they under with big game changers, feed saloon. You see where they don't write the speech for them, a wrong goes like Tomabom, because every time they tell them about Tomabom, they say this time and they just go sit down at parliament, talk about Tomabom one no go see. If you go down the speech, he talk about employment. He was so cautious enough that he not give we any figure, because he try for tell we say there is no holistic figure, comprehensive figure where he go sit down as a daddy and tell we say now the amount of people there go get outright let's say don't get job. That is the honesty. But when you go to education, you see he give the breakdown of picking there where they go school, how much government they spend, so things like that now they happen. So like inside the education now, you go read the opposition and go say, okay, you don't talk about school feeding. But this school feeding, the number of people where you say that they feed, who side they feed them? Una give we breakdown bar when I done the debates they can now, because that SLPP honorable now, they go through the Ministry of Education now, go get the breakdown. Because waiting the president do now like the title line read. So then they can now for give you the breakdown for say yes, we feed Pekin and a Kubola, who feed Pekin and a Yonibana, who feed Pekin and a Moyamba, something like that. Forgive the detail of every school where the feeding they take place. So now that really go for happen. Now the debates where go happen when parliament they come up from recess, because yesterday they don't go to recess for the rains.
Okay, so thank you very much. Continue for doing tonight the studio. The program at tea time where they come to you live from YouTube page and also with TikTok account and the Facebook page. Today we dey look at the president's speech and the constitution don dey pass. Wetin change? Wetin go benefit Sierra Leonean dem? Whose question we for heart? So continue to stay with me. We dey go for short break and when we come back we will continue the program. My name na Femi Koka. Stay with me.
With Rokel Commercial Bank's SimCopper app, it's fast, safe, and reliable.
Tired of standing in the queue? Do all your banking transactions with Rokel SimCopper without leaving your seat.
Fast, safe, and easy.
You can download the app from App Store or Play Store.
Star 919# with or without internet.
You can send e-copper to any mobile number.
Send and receive money instantly.
QR codes, you can take your business digital.
Across banks and mobile money accounts in Sierra Leone. Instant payment across Africa.
So, what are you waiting for? Download the SimCopper app now.
SimCopper. Banking on the go.
The world no more digital. Now that's make Rokel Commercial Bank ready for match up with the world. This na the e-banking department. We get products and services them when you use online. Listen to what my colleague get to say.
The e-banking department responsible for all the electronic products in the bank. One, the ATM machines where you can get cash easily from. The points of sales when are some small terminal where you can do your transaction, where they do online transactions as well, where you can see any site now this world and do transactions. Rokel Commercial Bank e-banking now the solution to all digital transactions now the country.
For work with Boku Money, now try this style. So inside any Rokel Commercial Bank today and get you Copper card, you Visa Classic and proprietary card for making transactions easy.
Gonna show you can use the POS and do your transaction easy.
Welcome back from that short commercial break from the sponsors for Tea Time, Rokel Commercial Bank. We want to appreciate you for we you need the support to watch the program Tea Time. If Tea Time you see every morning, now the courtesy of Rokel Commercial Bank. So go around and any branch across the country and get an account, a business account, a foreign account from Rokel Commercial Bank or the bank of your choice. Well, the program they continue. We don't welcome the second guest. We're in a success. Ibrahim say Kamara, we're in an Esquire, a lawyer. I'm not for let this title. If I left, I don't get problem this morning. And also now the head of PR and communication from the Sierra Leone Meteorological Agency. Good morning, success, and welcome to Tea Time.
Good morning, and I'm glad for the Naya.
Yeah, so let's take me through as you counsel the bombard you straight with question. In all of this, the rains don't happen, things don't unfold, year in, year out, they get rains every year, the same challenges, the same issues they happen. So this heavy rains and flooding, for Sierra Leone and they listen to the early warnings?
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity, and of course for being on this platform again after some time, especially now that I think the last time we be before May. We'll be in the talk about launching of the seasonal forecast for 2026 in SEF. We that one day now be the month period and the March, the April, the May, and then in the periodic cycle of the weather business so na salon, and then from that same day now we all come through the JJA, the June, the July, the August, and now we did the Jazz, then the JAS, the July, the August, and we go towards September. From that same day, I think between the 1st and the 5th of August, we hear about Porto, say Porto, Debi and Juba, that particular place they na side that one day where agriculture be used as a nursing field or a nursing location, but over the years they don't encroach on that side there. But in all of this, we get key climatic risks that will be picked out. What do I mean? We look at seasonal forecast for 2026, we say make we look at 30 years ago. I remember inside May we be explain at the same podium again. Make we look 30 years ago, waiting happy. We take that time day. We take that data day because we are a data institution. We store data the rain where they come, the breeze where they blow, the tender where they crack, how the direction where the wind they go. We will take all of that information in there. The soil, we get stations that when agro stations, we also they collect information about the soil content, whether I get water, whether how the temperature in that area. They will also get marine stations them where they give you information how the sea the rough at certain point in time, how far you they able for sea, and how the waves stand lake. All of the information there will they gather around. So this year, when we do the analysis and say, we say this year going to the rainy season, at the mid of the rainy season, which is the Jas period, we say there is going to be what we call flash floods, which normally caused by torrential rains. There is a way they can suddenly, or sometimes they can't in a prolonged manner. That will go for they get flash floods across the city. Then they begin at the heart of the seasonal forecast will launch this year. And when we also give that information, say, we explain say entirely that the whole salon this year, we get what we get a deficit in accumulative rainfall. What I mean? Meaning this year back, in fact, for 6 consecutive years, this year don't record the lowest number of rains. But however, because why I can emphasize on that side there, now that misunderstanding, we don't want to let people they bring around the information with the common at the Sierra Leone Meteorological Agency. That may talk say this year better rain not get for calm, or we know they get better rain, but why August under the flood? Why August this they happen? So we say we know they get better rain this year. If you take the rain where they can Falaba, if you take the one where they can Koinadugu, if you take the one where they come as in Koinadugu all the way then Falaba, you take one at Makeni and you take one at Bombaliga that you can't put local, you go na Moyaba, you go Bo, you go Makeni, you go Kailan, etc. Where you put all together for the 2026, there's a sharp drop. But however, during the Jas period, we forecast now the agency say there are going to be incidences of flash floods between 1st of August to the 10th of August. Don't validate with information. What's happening? We see Porto when a place where highly affected. We go where we say under we get information from the National Disaster Management Agency say about 2 kids' lives were lost. Then we kind of match chem, we say lives are also lost. We kind of Femitona, we say also we kind of Coleton, we kind of Kamayama, we kind of Levuma Beach, we kind of Regent, we kind of Tonda Hill, we kind of Kube, we kind of Bungawaf, we kind of Dundas Streets. All of the locations they are based on what we explain our seasonal forecast for 2026. What you will see flash floods in these communities. We also don't get incidences of 2 collapse of buildings. So all of that on the happen. It points to the question where you ask whether people they take advantage of the early warning information and recommendations so they give to them each year. To some extent, as a weatherman, where they work for a weather office, I want to believe say unto this moment Sierra Leoneans them not begin take the early warning information where they come on at the agency seriously.
But now we look at it.
Small dirty where they can go along Kisiro, let's see rubber, let's see dirty.
Look at it again. Maybe the information they can vary it. You not think so?
No. Me and you get 2 seasons in the salon. Each succeeding year, there are 2 seasons in Sierra Leone. And each of these seasons, the meteorological agency met infrastructure. I mean, the machine that will get what they operate with. Will they look at what they happen at the dry season? Will they look at what they happen at the rainy season? And we so time conscious that before the first drop of rainfall each year, now they launch a seasonal forecast. This year will launch at 7th May. When inside the key recommendations will come out, we say do you clean your area. If you get your host, even until now, we're still in the system. And until this morning, when they come. So not to information, not they come in time. Information they come in time. For instance, I'll give you this. About in 2022, when we launched a seasonal forecast that year, we forecast say one of the risks there inside that particular rainy season that year. We also can't forget the instances of the outbreak of pests and diseases. Okay. After about 3 weeks into the rainy season, now we are getting the outbreak of the anthrax disease in Port Loko. For the first time, and you see, they put coffee per goat and sheep. Goats not the Cambo, and not the go Kenema, and not, me and you didn't know this country happen. Okay, so those things they point at the fact that the information they come out in time, but always the information they come out in time.
You not think say May rains don't begin time?
No, May.
What about you guys launching it in January? Get a lot of sensitization and engage the media and do another how they can call it outreach. Go to community we prone to disaster. For instance, the slum areas there. Una start from January. You know, face people and are there because here have the same thing they happen. The same cause now human activities they cause them flooding. You don't think they una need for change the strategy and get the sensitization very early.
You know that's a very good recommendation where you don't give. I think we will think about that in at the agency, but also we need to understand the kind of way how all of this seasonal forecast will they launch every year. not to think no more Sierra Leone Meteorological Agency they able for do alone on your own. Each year we get meeting now. It can be in any West Africa country. We call PRESAS. With all the global actors we come to now West Africa and Africa, we come to West Africa, particularly in the Sahel region, we come to weather and climate information business. With the gather in any country, it can be Mozambique or any side. From yonder they begin look at the African and the West African weather. Look at what things for happen that year, then we cascade and down. And then they all a time bound, it gets specific timelines. At the same time, let you don't forget. Then the data of the record. We're not going to launch information for 2026 inside January. Because you get for go first at least some few months into the year, you able to forget the data, then the records and what you don't get, you match them against the existing ones the way they get before they do analysis. But I think that's a very good recommendation where the agency, I believe some bosses them back at the agency, they follow some of these programs where they come on.
Yeah,
and then I think
we'll go. They talk about get for do with the sensitization concerning flood. And like how you actually say the drainages thing. These are the same root cause here in here out and human activities. We don't see saying they cause flooding. So get them abreast with this information early as January, February, March. So before they enter inside May, when the rains they start, they go off. And also work with with Freetown City Council. Follow get a bylaw. There are times if people that they commit crime, oftenly, even when they get precautionary messages, the measures that they implement, and they are there. With our time, we put penalties. Bylaws the way if it rain not in a street immediately before you host before be held accountable. You don't think so?
Yeah, I think that they more work for the Freetown City Council. I think we the Israeli Meteorological Agency with the partner. I think some of these things even the NDMA, you know, say the NDMA gets a situation room where in they gather all the players on the environment sector mostly on weekdays for maybe in weeks for discuss waiting and the issues then when they come up how to address them. So I think some of these things there for people who they follow them programs there and myself we can raise that in the meetings and they. But I agree with you as a student of journalism. I believe say behavioral change communications are a key tool because I tell you one thing in 2023 are they along PWD Pademba Road and then we just launched the seasonal forecast and that day the rain come and decide for go round. Sadly I will continue for say this on public media. I think I don't see on other platforms them. Sadly the PWD building where they Obayanda and now they watch it now when I say when a media they give you a scoop. You know, say that they do a lot of carpentry work, that they do dust and other things. Are they not one community? Well, at the talk because there are also people who not go they follow this program here. So for them one they follow na scoop. But at the another area, they my sister. Guess what I see? I see people in the pool sawdust. That big gutter where they be in the way they run by bypass road and they throw inside there. So whether dirty they go down other communities, what did they happen? If they go close and clog other areas, also what they pass. Where it come? We are able incidences. The Musai Napoto Emi Mechke Musai fence for them. Now when water no get away for pass, if I don't build me house, I don't make fence. You understand? Then I don't get gutter for let water drain. Then somebody do some activity outside where they block that water day. Then there are pambodies and other buildings where they outside me fence because me then I'm on demarcated area. Now they lead to then disaster. So I agree with you that public education, I think that is really the gap. And we self now the agency, a lot is happening. And if I can just give some few information, last year.
I want to you hold on day first.
Okay, sister, I'll go hold on day and then wait for you as you go along.
Let give information then later on. So that can't honorable now. We don't look at President during his speech. I just want to read, I think the third paragraph of the summarized speech where he highlights progress under the Feed Salon initiative. The president also announced that production chain they'll reach 1.44 million metric tons. We mean say Sierra Leone improve. So waiting are you take on this and waiting you feel say Sierra Leone pose for benefits from the Feed Salon?
We pose for benefits a lot. Just like what I say initially, where you follow up the president in speech and you follow up with really the happening at the ground. Yes, people go say the market still not be flooded yet with regards to the quantum of rice what they expect. Now because we not reach it with the economics called equilibrium, where the quantity demanded is equal to the quantity supply. But that don't mean say efforts not they on. Because the effort they were they on, if you notice and want know how the effort they work, if you follow the WFP the report, they tell you say out of the quantum of rice where them be the order for assist government in the Feed Salon, it don't drop by over 40%. Why? Because that 40% now they source some from locally grown food. So that alone now a plus. if you follow the Ministry of Finance, they report, they tell you say the number of rice where they come in when are the imported rice don't drop. Why? Because we already they raise we own food within town. So all the things they make the process where the president they talk about, they become lively and truthful. So if you follow the breakdown, it try for give you what exactly with the benefit. For instance, in the school feeding program, Yerowe talk say now out of this homegrown food now, part of them they go into the school feeding program and other sources then where they feed we country. Because for instance, waiting government they push out now for say we able to provide food for the armies, we able to provide food for the police, because yonder all now rice we buy for them every month. So government wants to see with the advent of Kontawala, Tomabom and other agricultural areas the way they do identify, we able to generate more strength, more manpower into this area than they and get with food production. If you follow up with the Tomabom, for instance, Woki always used as a case study, you see the navigational work they will happen there what they call the canals. Because waiting then create them canal there for some mango waiting they go do a canal for his agricultural place. Now because they want get the running water right across the year. And then water then they use now they water the plant, so be it dries or rain, the agriculture work they continue without any stop, because the one gets not only the seasonal normal plant where they say rain season alone, but one gets in all the season year in year out where they able to do with farming work.
So now look at this question, people always they ask this question, say President Bio don't talk about this food salon, but we're gonna market when they see food salon rice.
The rice there is no way you can go to Dovecourt or the other market where you need to see wala rice or of rice.
So what's not the description? Is it that you get a special bag with a description on it, feed salon rice? Because a lot of people are concerned about going to shops.
Like for now they're not putting on shops there yet, because just like what I tell you, holistically waiting they come straightly. Every businessman they look for more profit. The first way they give them more profit now na WFP. So as they can produce some WFP they go put under the White House, and we will follow photos from media and other thing. We they see the White House we load. Like what I say, we not able to reach the equilibrium. It's how they get her in bags in shop, but people they still buy her in bags where they take to market where they still afford her in cups. If you go like me, absolutely where they try for control me size and other thing, I need to white rice again. Now either of rice or wala rice now they eat barely every day, because it lack the starch way, the one the way land, but nutritional thing where they tell we, and for able control you everything, your sugar content and other thing, they advise we on that. So that's how we go. And when we go to market at every time we get them. And beside me little agriculture work what they do, me little bags what they raise every year, what harvest them and not reach to market the mandate for go sell. But the one where they use them meals are still the car with them for make sure say I keep my house running with them, and that boku buy in a shop in order for me again at all.
So in your opinion, when exactly we get for good, we get for see salon all over the shops there, all over the market areas, we see the feed salon rice?
If I see there a holistic timeline, I will be like a cheat to myself, because the thing here is we still get a longer road for go, because for let we succeed in agriculture, we got to move from the current one way day to what we call mechanized farming. And for go into mechanized farming, some of we don't even call on the agriculture ministry say yes, most of the times when they see when they dish out money to people in way absolutely not to farmers at all. They just go to map now people and farm then snap. So what we would advise agriculture ministry now that let's have what we call agricultural villages. If we able get let's say 5 agricultural villages, in these 5 agricultural villages we create what we call homes, let's say 2 rooms and parlor done by the Ministry of Works. Ministry of Energy go can fix waiting light, Ministry of Education go build school, Ministry of Health go build hospital. At the end of the day, if Femi here in man they work as farmers na that particular farm day, they pay them, but them picking they go na the free quality education when they pay fees, they attend the free health care where they pay no medical bill, then they pay small for the lights way then go give them through either the solar panel or whatever they go don insert for that particular agricultural villages day. At the end of the day, wetin dey happen, you dey begin attract other business people to this community, because that man wey dey run cinema, go and go put in cinema for the show game to that farmer where he come out family he can get in relaxation. That man where they making attire go make a small shop because where that man come out doing farm work he want sit down. So at the end of the day wetin dey happen, that process what they call decentralization they take place. This cluster wey Freetown cluster, look me brother, they talk about the Bay areas and other places where they get flash flood and other thing. Me represent Kanike community. Every year I go for buy pass 1,000 bags of rice for that flood the way they take place. And not to say they don't know, they know. The Bome will be sabi now. If you go down na Bomeyanda, a past 10 story up in Garrett. And not to say it be there at all. Why? Because now they dirty them loaded with plastics. And plastic from wetin they tell we ain't rotting. And most of the drainages in fact they get where they see where rain come the streets they only get. Now because the plastic they hold the to in a gutter and then gutter they get either pipes or cable away past this. So if any plastic I wrap and every plastic I waiting they happen the drainage block. So the water in flow near they go. So all the thing they are bug with. So the agricultural villages they are what they try for create by we advice. Now follow see say that question we ask when we go reach this level. We they see people they graduate every year. They are shouting for job. If you go turn field supervisor, that's the whole job you've got. If you go turn mechanical engineer, that's the whole job you've got. But engineers are graduating, coming to look for quote and tie job, while they're supposed to be in the farm, regulating the works of machines and get us where we want to be. So now then thing they will try for advice. Government still don't prioritize agriculture, but you know reach the level it because when you look at the educational budget, they are higher than the agricultural budget. But with time, I believe say if we all within this city, their young man the way they put 5,000-10,000 Leon cigarette box na their shoulder, they work out a whole day when an AV able sell 1,000 Leon. If then kind young man and they go back na the villages them, do that their own subsistence farming alone. We people they do first time where somebody call it from the village, what they ask you for, send for me salt, send for me Maggie, or sometimes the worst fish. Well, you know it can even common because they can go hunting. Like where me happen for go village for the first time where J6 pull me na Freetown Femi, it go surprise you for no say we get them swamp them where they put law there, nobody need fish there until where the water go down. They will go do what you call township fishing. All man catch, though you the pool, wait till you catch, you get the powerman chief or chief for that village day. The balance you take and go home. We they dry them up. We will join power, we they go out for go hunt beef them. We the cow dry them up. So we not be worry about meat or whatever. All we need, send for we salt, send for we Maggie, for get them food then day. So if we all can go back to there we find savannah land they will get plant thing them for we safe. Like for instance, look the engagement way with Sierra Leone and brother they do now in the poultry industry. That don't make we don't get enough eggs now.
So
and you go to the shops. Yeah.
Suggest say we need more labor force.
More labor force, yes.
For labor force.
Low able succeed.
To succeed in the field.
Yes.
Then a very good point. Now maybe the information will be passed to the feed salon because you get a whole agency we set for the feed salon.
Yeah.
They were able to take this into consideration and try to get we get unemployment rate very high in this country. You know, it doesn't matter say we are go study for be accountant, pauper for be accountant.
You can be agricultural accountant because if rice that be produced by mechanized farming, you know accountant you go for do check the sales by day, you go for check the number of bags produced, all done in an accounting system.
That the mindset of the youth in this country, it just fix over the years people they think about this. Say when you go into farming, then you are not educated.
Yeah.
Now somebody when I drop out. I think a lot of time they with the implementation of this feed salon initiative, if I don't change them stereotype.
Indeed, if I will be read, they tell you they go school, they read World Millionaires. The richest man with them they tell you about na be agriculturist. Yeah. Now only way technology don't take place, make technology now don't they at the higher level. But before this time, when you talk about the people that we get money, na farmers. Because even if you go to America now, na farming. Indian, waiting don't make China don't grow so. Na farming and other things.
But,
you see?
But again, in the side of the government, they get to do a lot of sensitization. Because if you get people who are graduates, we don't come up from college, they are unemployed. Get them go to the farms they are. give them, like even be admin. If some
Yeah,
man
when
want
I
to
make
labor,
now I make if you listen,
now whether they
the
for-
first thing we can do is to create the agricultural villages.
Yeah.
Because if you want to take a graduate back to the village, a one
Let's
see
take
a get
one.
light,
Yeah.
a one see a get
get
apartment,
internet.
a one see a get internet. But if you don't create them villages, what to make you think say people they left return and go lay down na Pepel or then go lay down na Usai the mining that they take place because they know say that 1 month wey you dey go inside, you get light, you get everything.
And it makes sense. If salary, they will
Fine.
everything.
So you dey see the value. So the people and the glad for good day.
Me dey tell why we dey work for people as them pay me so I can let them and send me offline.
Very good. You
The
see,
salary they save,
it is
I don't
safe.
need that much.
So that nine at the
So,
level.
let
If
me-
you
let
create
me-
them facility, then they Femi, believe you me, go to Wutai.
Yeah.
Then get one side
But
where they call
because
Mobimbi. I don't know if
lot
it's
of
Abidi.
time-
Yes.
If you go to Mobimbi,
Yeah.
you dey see people and they don't even know self say there is a place called Freetown. Pass where they say okay you by force you dey go you 2-3 days where you dey come inside. Everything is provided for them.
Yeah, if I dey go again back to the president's speech, it make key updates on progress wey and our key sectors there. We talk about the healthcare, the energy, the roads, the bridges, the water and sanitation, even the mining and gender equality, local governance, justice, national security, electoral reforms, and also environmental protection and Sierra Leone growing leadership in regional and international affairs. These are key updates with the president doing at parliament.
Yes.
In all of this, in your opinion, you feel say there is progress made in this sector?
There's a higher progress made in the sector.
Yeah,
Because for instance, we all go agree, say before this time we will talk about NIG, we will talk about Naka power ship. But of late, we dey now hear the Nant project na Dockyard, we dey hear the 30 megahertz project na Lunge, we dey hear the one na Newton, we dey hear the Bo Kenema power source where they come up from Dodo, we dey hear the trans line where they run from Ivy Coast where they supply Bo and Kenema in the environment. All them things and then you dey see say the energy sector they grow. Now when you come to the water sector, if you go now na Regent, you dey see the tanks the way they don't make, they don't run new pipes so they can downwards for make sure say water supply. You look the bounds that the way government don't buy for go and supply the tanks them way difficult for access water. You come to the health sector, you dey see the kind of improvement to happen from way down to Kono. Usai we get the Kono Health Center. You come down to Lombly. In fact, some I get one tenant where you go na Lombly hospital with in Pekin. He call me and say if it is in abroad today because the kind care where they take for the Pekin and day. You go na Okupa, you dey see the Okupa government hospital. You can Kiama Road there. All anything and day. In fact, beside that now we get the new one where they call Health on Wheel. Waiting at the Health on Wheel, then boss the way they count. Then they use the now they go community to community for treat people them. Though yes, there are still challenges where we still they call on government because we in a government it's not always to come and sit here and sing praise, but rather we they call on the citizens the way they give them access they have for let them make use of them. Because for instance, if you go park the bus, grass they go under, you don't go time for go provide the service where the people they need, then that they become a challenge. So if you see that side, then we come to governance. In governance, it's a collective responsibility. Be you in opposition or in power, now collective responsibility they form what we call governance. Most times, Usai will get the problem. Now Usai, the people where they task with responsibility, they say not to me government, so if you pull self not to me business. This they become the issue. But with collective responsibility, when it comes to our responsibility as citizens, we able man we affairs them Usai then give for function like what you did at this studio. Your responsibility now for make sure say waiting the mics then work, the sound system operate. Everybody, if we all tax their responsibility, then they I believe say the country will the push for the go before this time. We are not boasting of over 20 female MPs, but now we have over 40 female MPs. That is shows say when government makes commitment, he's making it for real. If you look at the laws the way they pass, every law now will pass. For instance, they tell you say if the director na woman, the deputy for be man. If the deputy na man, the director for be woman. So we they make the gender law them for even filtered in all we laws then they go. That na the beauty what they look at when it comes to the legal reforms and other things then what they do within the legislative sector of government.
Okay. So I come to success now because I see you watch me. But we still get time, don't worry. We get for be share the falling. So Freetown, we get a lot of communities where they flood almost every year. And waiting at some of the specific thing that we will not consider as an agency, and then community, how will they consider for be a high risk, and also residents they directly warn them before the risk. But we they find out say them particular community there every year they name the inside flooding, and then they live in a very high risk community.
Thank you so much for that question. You know why I just the kind of smile as I answer that question. I did an Epic Radio last week. One man called from Waterloo, and he just touched that side the way he touched. How Salomon Tranga is. So you get the other theorists them now, when they say, instead of removing people from the slums, why can't you remove the slums out of the people?
Yeah,
exactly, because it's not working.
So few years ago, I think that some of the discussions and this really where we sister institution on NDMA, I hope say as time they go along, that they look for resources for big address. We get over 72 vulnerable areas or communities them across the western area alone, or nationwide, but form part of a good number of them in the western area. For instance, we get Oloshoro, we get Aberdeen Creek, we get as far as Laka, we get Hamilton, we get the Baden, we get Dundas Street, we get Porto, we get them which came there now some years ago, we get Ferry Junction. These are all areas that are vulnerable to climate extreme events, like a rainfall, like a floods, or maybe strong winds and other things across the western area. But like I said, the gap in some of them we communications. For instance, in all of my work since I joined Met Agency from the Anti-Corruption Commission in 2020, a lot of people that don't they call out say, we want the climate information and early warning information we met the produce as the early warning lead institution as alone for make it be simplified into local languages because of language barrier. We know they solicit the support of community radios and online platforms the way they come up now, like women's online TV, for also help not only when they get the episodic ways they are on a host we go, but how can we have a sustained arrangement for let the climate and weather information be sustained and they get out there. Over the years, we don't get Capital Radio don't come aboard every on the hour. Capital Radio the information where they get from Met, but that's a small radio where only they cater for a small number of people. But what about other bigger platforms? Voice of Konobi don't come aboard, Bitumani we don't come aboard, Afri Radio we don't come aboard, Sky 106 don't come on board. So even though it's not sustained, but at least they help you around that. But what about the major platforms? Because the more the information gets to people, the more they can act on it. And the point where you bring about, perhaps we try for they bring the information early than before, or even when the rain sets in. I think that's a very reasonable point. But at the end of the day, for now, inside May this year, almost again we get. Just like 2022, 2023, because 2022 now be the hottest year in the calendar of the WMO. So far has been recorded. We can inside June. How many rain we get in Freetown? Inside July, how many rain we get? So that information not come out from 7th May. The first set of people who they share that information will pull on now the National Disaster Management Agency as established in the 2020 Act. We mean say then waiting for the disaster response and recovery, we share the early warning information with them as soon as possible. The next set of people working target now the local media. And apart from that, also now don't they take the early warning information through farmer field school to last mile delivery. In fact, those things are now the agency they look at. But what's good about the agency itself and all of the work they do now, because say last year His Excellency the President Bill appointed Alex Joseph Mami as the Deputy Director General on Admin. Because when you look at the Sierra Meteorological Agency Act of 2022 as amended, of 2017 as amended in 2022, it make provision for 3 sets of leadership, a tripartite system of leadership. The Director General, the Deputy Director General on Operations, purely technical, because that's a technical and scientific institution, and one on admin and finance for Able for X. Look at the day-to-day running of the institution and look out for the human resource and also make sure say it functions very well and look for resources. So we credit a lot of efforts done there back in the agency for ensure say we tap into some of these innovative ways for simplify with information than one thing we don't do. Few years ago, the UK Met Office can help we for simplify with daily weather forecast over the Guinea now. Where like every day we put the daily weather forecast across Freetown. If time can permit me, I can just give people of Sierra Leone waiting with they look across Freetown today. But again,
but then over the years, I don't do one. But you don't make any impact.
Of course, yes.
Look at the impact.
Of course, yes.
It's not the weather forecast is only the transmit through broadcast in a very elitical way for the elite. And when they talk about flooding, the weather forecast, guess what do it? People living in the slum. You know, if you say it's hard time, when I can't go, like when you talk about local languages.
Yes, of course, it's high time, and I think we've been coming down. In fact, 2 years ago, we don't partner with Action Against Hunger across 3 districts. We don't work now. We don't work now in Moyamba. We credit. We get an argument weather station agriculture compound. We don't go as far as Bonth, Matrujon. We get another argument weather stations. In 2026, we're in the day in talks right now in places like Falaba, as far as Beria, Timbako, and Mongo. We put up an argument weather stations there. And in their local areas, waiting the agency don't do now for take the one they say away Monday. Now so we employ them. Bring them to the agency in the local area, because if you sit down here an argument station, Mari station, you go sit down here. And some of these guys who don't they bring on board as they talk, so they go through training na the agency. How we go for the transmit this at least at a small scale and cascade them to higher level. But we weather forecast, elitist. When we joined SLMet, in fact, it was more ambiguous, not only elitist but ambiguous with numbers. How many percent chance of rain? Now look at daily weather forecast. We divide that into 3 set of parts. For instance, would they say waiting the temperature is cool? Even the Saloma wait tell and say boy cool, we know what cool mean. For instance, we say how the weather get for be mild and hot, and waiting at the chance of rain, we say it can be medium, it can be high, it can low. Would not be that one day? Yeah. So you're not really elitist anymore. No, but again,
that possibility don't this this bay within Kube.
Yes.
If you say you be interpret that way that day. I know they talk about the way they
okay, in fact, would also work with NDMA through the community disaster management committees. So there are local structures to the dissemination of early warning information from the agency. As I tell you, so we don't begin develop over the last 3 years. We don't begin develop a pool of civil societies that way they help with. For instance, we get one ask when a brother will be not reach out to. We don't also cancel you. That one there, they part of cluster communities for disaster risk reduction, whether they're part of a situation room with the NDMA, whether they for to go the early warning information. But I don't tell you, is it enough? No. Do we need to do more? Yes. Do we need to bring the media on board? Yes. It should be at the center of climate information dissemination and awareness efforts back at the agency. But like I tell you, His Excellency member we last year, I don't give you a powerful young man to come and help the agency alongside the other leadership. Okay, a lot is cooking. And once then they don't begin setting, we get resources. And we are working on that. Mrs. Ebebe, you know, say I get a very chronic background in media. Me company and the media, me when I don't practice for years before I begin to do this public relations work. So I want una permi work because I gonna the agency. That was the first thing I did. As if when I want me we work go before, make sure say the media they at the heart of it. The reasons why their relationships and still maintain.
Na journalist, but yeah, you know they able for overpower.
No, yeah, now you they in charge.
At it for mostly as best as I can. Now let's go to this question: how reliable the weather forecast be? Because there are times again the public need for be of faith, and also the need for know the difference between a normal heavy rain warning and also a serious flood risk warning. That brings me back to it will be discussed. The interpretation of the weather forecast. And not like way BBC go say mild humidity. What is humidity? For we on our elite we understand it, but when you look about flooding areas, poor disaster areas, and with all respect to them, now we get a lot of people who not too afraid with this terminology. So how are we able to make people really understand the difference between these two? Normal heavy rain and also serious flood risk warning.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Language is a problem.
Yeah, language is a problem. Let me don't tell you, say now the agency they look forward to start working on efforts, even with goodwill institutions inside Salon, but from the private sector, the banks, with time, and because the agency, as part 5 of 2017 Meteorological Agency, I give the institution for make resources for itself. But I go also be bold for talking at this institution over the years. The Meteorological Agency now the only institution now the Sahel region where they give climate and meteorological and hydrological information for free. And then in turn, government take care of we administrative costs, including salaries and others. We know they generate revenue. And that's, if you look at estimates of what we are to do and what we say for collect for complement the efforts of government, like the NIMET, the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, and the GMET, the Ghana Meteorological Agency, where they get resources out of the efforts and where they give, then we say also go be a go-to person for ensure say we will get resources for support government. But how this tied into all of these? It tied to how we train more people and expand the space of meteorological information dissemination by simplifying it. But like I can tell you, 2 years ago we get support from the UK Met Office. We can look at meteorological weather information regime, how it like, and we do that alongside the 3rd or 4th version of the seasonal forecast outlook and the agency. Outlook and the agency will bring journalists information and give you feedback, just like how they give feedback. So to we credit, we will not simplify them. And when we simplify the weather forecast, we divide that into 3 parts. The daily weather forecasts that come from the agency, but not only daily weather forecasts that come from the agency. Every day they get aviation forecast. The agency is also working at the airport. It will interest a lot of people if no say apart from disaster risk reduction, now the agriculture sector, the energy, local community, and also other areas including agriculture, we also provide valuable information on the aviation sector as well. It will interest a lot of people if no say if we're not in Al Freetown International Airport na Lunge, plane not the land, not the grab day. Even the just concluded ECOWAS summit will give 7 days forecast to government. So we are also doing all of those works, but also it comes how we raise the early warning, how people get to understand. I tell you about community structures and what we established over the years. For instance, about 3 years ago, we trained local volunteers and now over up to 30% or more of the local vulnerable areas in the Freetown, and we shape give them local engages. That local engage, I mean, say engage like a funnel. Their funnel there again mark again number them per them from 1 to 20 or more, where they measure are they ready for them. Because now they also are part of a hydrometeorological effort and the agency. So every year they record the rainfall now all the districts that will work across Sierra Leone. So we're able to tell you exactly almost rainfall done at last year. But people that will go to listen, they will say, how reliable can they be?
Okay, so continue for stay between the studio as we can't quickly plan to honor you because it was another assignment. President Bio in closing address, he reaffirmed in government's focus and also the coming years waiting it will increase on, especially when it comes for food production, for expanding electricity, water supply, and also complementing priorities on infrastructure projects. And also give a wake-up call to the ministries to say everybody for be accountable to the people. So what you make up of that President Bio's speech in conclusion, he give them a wake-up call, say everybody for be accountable. Then he also pledged say more progress will be made in the areas there in terms of food production, expanding electricity, water supply, and health sectors. And he also tell the ministries and say they will be held accountable through measurable performance and targets with delivery, transparency, and value for money.
Indeed, if you follow up with the president, even before I come to that side, if you look at the 3rd paragraph, it's in opening speech. It say a mother considered how far her earnings will stretch. Now, if you relate them to that the way they talk about, you see it go further. Say a farmer thinks about harvest and the road to market. A young graduate stretches for the dignity of meaningful work. A patient waits for care. A citizen enters a public office expecting to be treated fairly and without needless delay. So when you look at this particular paragraph in relation to the ending where the president give it, and you take in New Year's speech where he say this year being a year of delivery, they try for link the Lexus system for make sure say yes, as a country follow we succeed, everybody get for come on board. And if everybody come on board, waiting they happen, we get exactly what is required from us. And it puts the all to target that in as much as we want to achieve a better health, our nurses, our doctors are to be seen delivery rather than just wearing cloth to go to work. Because if a patient dey hospital, like we put on in paragraph 3, where they wait for care, at the end of the day, doctor no dey for care, waiting they happen, they die. If at the end of the day, light suppose for go to the hospital, light no go, that patient wey dey under oxygen, waiting they happen, they die. At the end of the day, food where the patient need for sustain, for able taking tabs, not available, waiting they happen, the patient they die. So all the connection they are, you dey see, I use the patient life for bring come all them factor they have the president bring and call on us as citizens. We responsibility now for make sure say we prioritize Sierra Leone. If we look for greener pasture somewhere, people are looking for greener pasture in Sierra Leone. Let we check most of the ministers who said them be done day now abroad, but today they are in Sierra Leone sucking from the minimal thing where the ordinary citizen for suck from. But me and you they feel saying a pass to go America, England, London before we better. No, then don't go, they don't live there for years. Some man not get kitchen self in this country. Now we don't come back in a salon, they don't come build small kitchen from the minimal thing where they get. So all what we need for do, let we make Sierra Leone the Singapore. Let we make Sierra Leone the kind of a country where we need, when at the Dubai where we need. Because we get the facility, we get the raw materials, and we as leaders them, let we enact laws. We really they make everybody feel say yes. In as much as we are making our effort, there are laws that are guiding our efforts. For instance, look at how many minerals have been taken off this country. If we get the production center in Naya, you they take the finished product, how much are we going to make? We're going to make a lot. Look, for instance, Myro na 91. When they create the timber Naya now, we're making a lot. Look at Emperor now Waterloo. Then Turkish bed or table or Dumont the way they go order from China and Turkey. Now you go to Waterloo here, you get, in fact, they are more unique because the timber way that they use now homegrown timbers will get every value rather than that dust way that they just get put chemical pan and then turn and Dumont. Wait if mankind naka one all thing don't scatter. No, yeah, they use the correct boat then. Why? Because all they need is the machinery, we get the raw material. So as citizens, the president don't call we all. A one for left in legacy. And like what he tell me from the one, judge me at the end, not at the beginning. And now he ended the ritual. Like what start he has just 2 more parliamentary sitting. The first one within the 2 is this 5th section, and the final one at the closure. Now, if he want leave somebody for take after him, now waiting the person go campaign on now in delivery where he don't do as a president, because now that the one way the campaign go bench on, we as party people them, as citizens them, we go entrust we serve to the SLPP and the government in power because of the facility they all don't get. Now we don't enjoy light. We need to expect dry season back. Look, going to the blackout will be there into no. We want to see this light all they enjoy, so we continue. For instance, this morning I unable eat now. Why? Because we forget say the light where the can I cut off. The plasters who don't put in a fridge, they don't overcake. This morning we don't wait say we not able make the condense again. Time don't left me. I left. Why? Because light available. And we want to see the similar thing happening in the dries. So we they call on everybody in with different sectors them for let we come on board and make sure say the call where the president don't make not only become call of utterance but call of an action, so that we could get the better Sierra Leone where we all desire.
Okay, before you left me, lastly, now we look at the constitution bill don't be passed in parliament yesterday. Despite there are a lot of controversy, walkout, but it has been passed. And waiting really change for ensure say the life of women there in leadership, in politics be benefited, and then we get for see a lot of woman representation across leadership positions, because we are concerned with women. This platform is for women. Yes,
like what kind of the last day what telling about women, we do it to call synchronizing the laws. Okay. And thank God we get the legal practitioner now. You know, say any law will conflict with the constitution they take precedent. Okay. before this time we get the Public Election Act, we say out of every 3, 1 must be a woman. But if at the end of the day they not give woman, then you go court, you need win. Why? Because the provision was not found within the constitution. But now in this amendment, we don't get the 30% as what? As a law. So now because the 30% now there as a law, it don't become incumbent on everybody now, because you don't get the Lexus, we don't connect the statutory instrument from that of the constitutional instrument, they don't become one. So now 30% is not an imaginary thing, but rather a practical thing. So you will see the next parliament in terms of representation they increase, the next government in terms of appointment in female go increase, because now it's a law. And now when you move from there again, you come to what changes. You look, there was an intention of bringing an independent president. Then they is still not come, because the lawmakers they look at and say, you know, still ripe it. There was an intention of separating the law of section 76, who said they say, okay, when it comes to appointment, I let you get 5 sim, let they appoint you. But when it comes to representation, then they say no, let it like I did, because the law very clear and explicit. If Femi come alone, go born America or England, you picking qualify for can contest president, nobody need questioner. But if you say Femi, you go team up now the court of England, you declare your allegiance to them, say me na Englishman now, me not to Sierra Leonean. The law they say when you want come back, you forgive up what you don't take. The law not tell you say you disqualify you. Now the people they miss the law. The law say give up what you've taken and come as a pure Sierra Leonean, because we not only you dey like waiting John Pepper Clark say in a poem Abiku, we no want see you the best stride. You there. We walk come na this country, be you be there.
In terms of president now you talk, because I see another controversial post again. They say somebody gets a dual citizenship, a year right for becoming a member of parliament.
No, now they tell you nine be there na the proposed bill, but then pull on. Then go back because then go back to the constitutional provision of 76 where say let the law be as it is. Because what them want do, them want amend them, shape them, say when it comes to appointment, you go appoint you, I like you get dual citizen. But for go parliament, but people then look at and say,
hey, give ministers, but you can never be
a member of parliament. But at the same time, then trash all. Okay. So like I did, so it did. Because people then begin argue, say, no, if you can't shape them, there is a tendency that they slip in for can become parliamentarian. If they become parliamentarian, one qualification for become a president now for become a parliamentarian. Because the qualification where they make you a parliamentarian, now they equally make you for be a president. So that Lexus they make them. So in honest, the proportional representation as practiced by the 1991 constitution don't still be expanded. Because when you look at the 1991 constitution, people like you feel like say now today district block system go inside. They know it don't did it from day one. In fact, the 38A within that law day now the proportional representation they talk about. And since nobody no ever repeal or replace them, like what did they say? So it still becomes a law. Yeah. When I done the people and me miss, they feel they say that now proportional representation come. No, from way back out under 38A, it has been there, and nobody ever repeal, no replace. And if nobody no repeal, no replace, it is still there. Okay. So the PR system continue to run. Now the PR don't be added with a 20% per district level when a 2/3 of the district when 11. Then now the new thing we don't come in for able add to that 50+1 instead of the simple majority. Now it becomes 50+1 because now under back people and they get controversy. People they interpret the simple majority for be 50+1, which is a vast difference. The simple majority different from the 50+1 in the sense that if we 3 Naya contest when 100%, this man get 45%. You get 35, you don't go almost 80, by the one that we do mathematics. 45 plus 35 now 80, almost all of 20. Me get the 20, would I win? Now the one we get the 45. So you know even need for reach 55. That is what simple majority is. But now with the 50+1, that means it's not simple majority, but if you don't get the 50, when a half of the country plus a 1 vote for make you president.
Now one look at this now, being a law student, I disclose this now. I know that you are at disclosure. Being a law student and also you experience from being a parliamentarian over the years, is work out the solution And also the speaker referred the constitution amendments dispute to Supreme Court after the bill was passed. Is this constitutional? And also looking at your background as parliamentarian, the worker, is it a solution?
Well, it's not a solution, but it's parliamentary. Okay. Because what they did is not unparliamentary. Walkout is a parliamentary procedure. Okay. It's part of what we call that makes up parliament. We get undertone, we get walkout, all these are parliamentary proceedings. Okay. But however, like way Martin Luther King say in one of his speech long ago, he said in the process of gaining our rightful places, we must not be guilty of wrongful deeds. Now, what did that mean? You abstaining will not stop processes from going on. It's like a vehicle going to bow. You decide not to travel, people will still travel. So they going out did not stop the process of parliament going on. And one thing, like where the speaker rightly say, there's a vast controversy in section 108 where they talk about entrenched clauses and the subsequent provisions the way did it, where it time for talk about 2/3 of members of parliament. Fine. Now, when you look at 2/3, plenty people don't put their own interpretation to them. Like who do linguistics, some have added suffixes to it, some have added more lexemes to it. And that interpretation, the constitution very clever. When the constitution they talk, they say unless expressly stated, not to so then can say, if the constitution not expressly stated somewhere, not to you they can't interpret it. So the law is 2/3 of what? Members of parliament. So now I make the speaker say, okay, if this 2/3 of member of parliament, now the one that we present, some people they say no, now the total number of parliamentarians within the list with the parliament, well then we don't look at and say now the one that we present, we don't enact the law. The interpretation of this law now is with what? The Supreme Court. They could now look at whether the interpretation we as lawmakers have given, because we're going to call the spirit and scope we did it in the land we drafting, the spirit and scope of the law, waiting at the intent of the drafters, waiting really them be mean, whether they interpret now at the Supreme Court, because then get the background we really bring this enactment. So then go back go look at Peter Tucker them when they put the 1991 constitution, look at the agreements the way they get, the minutes the way they take, for able really know what was the intent of this law and what was the spirit and scope behind this law, so that then go no say this interpretation is for the entire members of parliament or just members of parliament present. Okay. Once that is clarified, then we know which is which. But at the time being, what happens is parliamentary. You need to look at them, say their act is on parliamentary. No, it's parliamentary and it is part of the system.
Conclusively, what happened in parliament yesterday to the voting, to the passing of the
all is parliamentary.
All is go according to
the law. All goes according to the law.
Okay, thank you very much
You're
for
welcome.
joining today. Name now honorable William Olansana, the former MP for the Sierra People's Party. Actually, we dey talk about the constitution amendment bill 2026, wetin don pass, wetin don change. You don tell me say this new constitution don give women dem the 30% is mandatory for let happen by law. Woman dey forget 30%. Don you say all the debate and the vote wey take place, the whole process of the constitution amendment debate yesterday was constitutional and everything was done in line with wetin the laws of Sierra Leone say. Thank you very much. We will go for a short break and we will come back. We get with success at the studio when a legal and also the head of public relations from the meteorological agencies. They have to tell you about the weather. We experience a lot of things in Sierra Leone. What are the remedies? The weather focus on the Sierra Leone, and they really take them very seriously or not. We will continue with the discussion after the break. My name is Nathalie Kita, and the program at time.
With Yokel Commercial Bank's SimCopper app, it's fast, safe and reliable.
Tired of standing in the queue? Do all your banking transactions with Yokel SimCopper without leaving your seat. Fast, safe and easy.
You can download the app from App Store or Play Store.
Star 919# with or without internet.
You can send e-coupon to any mobile number.
Send and receive money instantly.
Our QR codes, you can take your business digital.
Across banks and mobile money accounts in Sierra Leone, instant payment across Africa.
So, what are you waiting for? Download the SimCopper app now.
SimCopper, banking on the go.
The world go digital. Now that make Oke Commercial Bank ready for match up with the world. This na the e-banking department. We get products and services them when you use online. Listen to what my colleague get to say.
The e-banking department responsible for all the electronic products in the bank. One, the ATM machines where you can get cash easily from. The points of sales when are some small terminal where you can do your transaction, where they do online transactions as well, where you can sit on any side now this world and do transactions. Red Commercial Bank e-banking now the solution to all digital transactions now the country.
For work out boku money, na this style. So inside any local commercial bank today and get you Copper card, you Visa Classic and proprietary card for making transactions easy. Gonna show you can use the POS and do your transaction easy.
Program at tea time, and today's discussion will be centered on the constitution, waiting on change, and waiting Sierra Leone and for benefits. Honorary belong to be a lot of things with a lot of clarification and all the things that we will need for new. Inside President Bill in the state opening speech, take me through the highlights of waiting President Bill updates Parliament in Sierra Leone. Now with the council success again, we come out from the Sierra Leone Meteorological Agency. We talk about the rains, the flooding, the forecast where they can give Sierra Leone, and they really take them seriously. And a question and the way to answer, look at also the language as well we talk. They really make impact, they create a change at this country. Success they have for tell you a lot of things then. You will take me through just now the weather forecast, the daily weather forecast we have to do. So take me through how una can really arrange them and forget them exactly. So until then the prediction of the weather it can really correct, and we can see say rain can happen and also we can get sun where it can be a sunny day. So what's not the source?
Thank you so much. I go start for answer that question there by say today. Because the weather information with the command agency, we divide that into 3 parts. Okay. We divide that into night. What we say night, what do you mean? We say from 6 p.m. yesterday to 6 a.m. this morning. Now you mean by night. Okay. We say morning. We say 6 a.m. this morning. To 12 p.m. 9 of morning. So within a morning right now. Waiting the weather say. He said across the western area urban, he said we get partly cloudy with high chance of rain. I believe say a lot of people are inside Freetown, Greater Freetown. They agree with me this morning that it is raining, that rain day. Waiting at the temperature will say a mild to hot. For now, a mild where the rain they come. But here we get to midday, it go hot. We say waiting, we get moderate wind from southwest, meaning now moderate wind and they blow. Then we say waiting also we get again other part at the afternoon. What do you mean by afternoon? We say from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Then now we afternoon. All that one day we also they say how the temperature day. We say a mild, it go be hot. So now so we explain the languages and day of the weather forecast. But few years ago it not be there so. Now being 30 meters per second, Fahrenheit, Celsius, etc. etc. So we don't simplify with the help of our partners and both from the UK and also locally. Now we don't get a simplified way how for share that information there. But waiting really important now for let's Sierra Leoneans and begin follow and begin use the daily weather forecast with the agency they produce. Mark you will get a Facebook page. A lot of people now will get access to that, but also get local community volunteers them. Where they as well they part of the community disaster management committees them. Where then they help with now the local communities them. But again, I don't get this argument with a lot of people about the accuracy of weather information. We go to Mayamba one day, we go for one workshop. And this young man begin argue me terribly. Say the weather forecast for SMA they give, not correct. Now say me brother, you get any evidence for tell me say we information we give? Okay, say yes, I get. Even this other weather forecast, because they produce the weather forecast in slides, then pictorial way we will read some information if you read and write. And they come. Let's say yes, I get one. I say well give me now a puller. Where a puller give me, I watch the date. I think I be inside January. It be whole one for November. What's in that mean? Do ya? When you pick the Australian Meteorological Agency weather forecast slide, the first thing for check the date. For instance, this one where we get wait we talk about the date yesterday. They write up. We know they miss that one day because like you know go whole slide for 2024. You begin argue me inside 2026 and so it be. So as you watch it, for instance, this one we give yesterday, we say waiting. Australian Meteorological Weather Forecast issued at 5 p.m. on Monday, 10th August 2026, valid from Monday 6 p.m. to Tuesday 6 p.m. Then at the 11th of August 2026. So it is dated. So this guy watch and I say, hey, pa me I not look around you. Now I say these are the issues. So we not really get that kind. Whether business all over the world, they change. It's a predictive tool. It's a predictive mechanism, meaning I predict to the predictor. And because na way they change, not mean say what you talk say today na so it be, pulp and na so it for be. But what we don't do also now for improve our systems and the agency for make sure say we dey follow the weather as they change. You say they bring information there. The last time I talk on this platform, now 3 things now you need for operate a meteorological office any side around the world, including Sierra Leone. 1. You get forget what they call the meteorological infrastructure. What that mean? It means you get forget the machine there for do this work. Not to work where they do with your common sense. Even though common sense what they call expert knowledge, a day part of it. Meaning, like why don't they inside the weather business? Of course, my boss and we na charter meteorologists and at the agency where they don't they inside the weather business for long. So then they look the sky, they watch the machines the way they work with, they watch the model, they watch the software, that they able to form an idea, including the science what they play with. So you get forget the meteorological infrastructure. 2, you also get forget the master service self. All of the work them, me commander anti-corruption as PRO, I go meteorological agency inside 2020. Over the years, because of the rigorous trainings the way I don't subject myself to, both internal and external, I don't make able now for discuss issues and also know about the kind of work I do and make sure say when I talk about it makes sense. So you also get forget the expertise. Met the house chartered meteorologists use them, even the meteorological observers, the forecasters, the mariners, the agreement observers and forecasters that will get at the agency. None of the train in this country because Salone not the provider kind master sabidi as far as meteorology concerned. So in all of them work what they do, we don't get that kind of feedback. We're not gonna say we are 100%, but I tell you we are 90, 97, 98% more because of the models the way they work with, the predictions the way they do. When they just host, when government hosts, they just concluded ECOWAS summit, all of the information they for plain land and grab SL maybe the provider on the hour. And as we go along, we still provide information for the state. You know, as far as weather concerned inside this country. So we don't get a major setback at the agency. Somebody can say the seasonal forecast on Agi, as he done about last week with the Director General, Mr. Vandy Rogers from the National Disaster Management Agency. It explained the records of the extreme weather events them across Freetown. We then they validate say the seasonal forecast of SLML Pulnado actually the work.
Take this instances. If we get heavy rain at Freetown, let us say for instance today we expect heavy rain now at Freetown. Wait till you feel that the 3 things then where residents for do for ensure say they left their home then, especially the handling this long day.
In fact, my sister Dandy, before I answer that question, I want for come first for able to modify the type of rains that they get in Salone. We get light, we get moderate, we get heavy. If heavy rain kind of Freetown, you know we're able to see down that street. You know, go able for see as far as Congo Cross.
So the rain they get
now moderate rain. Threshold and day from 10 to 20
so
to
if rain na flooding.
Now heavy now moderate rain.
Okay.
If heavy rain kind of Freetown, we don't see heavy rain across the globe. Some few years ago, the West Indies, especially some parts of Asia, we see heavy rains come. Even Dubai, we heard about the 7 days or how many rains of heavy rain will land at Dubai. I think it was in 2024 or 2022. Where they say they get some signs where how they provoke rain, where they come. That are heavy. Now moderate rain around again.
So what wetin go be your advice now?
So my advice is that slum areas in fact inside the season of forecast we launch for 2026 anytime we launch am few things that we go just want for add this year when we launch the season of forecast we also get wetin we dey put what they call na information we also get agroclimatic characteristics meaning get information dey about how the agriculture get for Tale. This year we talk say we get late onset of rain meaning rain start late na Kambia na Karine na Konadugu na Falamba na Bombali but no rain start normal na Potloko na Tonkolili na Kono na Bo na Kenima na Kailao na Moyamba na Bont and na Pujong. And also we said this year the 2026 rainy season how rain get for sea the cessation of rainfall for the agriculture season because that information there is very much important for people in more way they do agriculture. Mark you the kind of work they do in this part of the world mostly rain fed. Now rain now they use so they also need to get information about rain. This year rain get for seas normally meaning at the end of the season when 6 months from May to September November rain get for seas normally na Kambia na Potloko na Kaine na Bombali na Konadugu na Falaba na Tonkolili na Kono na Bo na Kenima Kaila Moyamba Bon Pujong. But this year late cessation of rainfall rain get for late. This na for local farmers where they do vegetable garden or they do farming na Falaba and other side them rain get for late this year na Konadugu. So if you dey plant now saturation don't take place wetin I mean the soil don't soak anything you put on the soil now you get the ability for grow begin plants now so rain get for late so rain get for Kana and then Konadugu the northern part then na Falaba until then November even some part of December as well. So now that information that the board will get but when it comes to the key recommendations about the climate risks then this year we say towards the peak of the rainy season we get forget localized flooding and flash floods. Now it don't happen so I don't call Porto, I don't call other communities there, I don't call Mechkem. We also say we get forget episode of heavy rainfall and thunderstorm, especially the jazz period. No, at the peak of the rainy season, which is the jazz period, the July, now they so the July, the August, and the September. Today is the 11th of August. So we're in the peak of the rainy season. But also, because the dry spell is starting in other areas where rain not start quick inside 2026, we also the experience uneven distribution of rainfall. Some side they will get more rain, some side they will not get better rain, and then I make we say accumulative. They also get dry spell in several districts, meaning we get side where it take long rain on the can. Even inside this August, we they get some how many days where rain on the can. But we recommendations that will bring key this year. We say one, we want for strengthen the communication of this early warning information we don't develop. So we take a right through on to November of 2026. Then we also say we want to avoid settling in flood prone areas. If you didn't Oloshogo, you didn't Laka, you didn't Hamilton, you didn't Kokube, you understand? You didn't Aberdeen Creek, you didn't the base then. Because me self staying at Kokube for years, right down the bridge. Now they all through me university days. I live on that side. What they do, the local way how for do ya if you don't the bay, remember me, if you watch this program now, begin to use Sansan bag then. Because now they do. For other advanced countries like in Europe, places like Holland, we don't really say the build walls, meaning Holland even there's some percentage below sea level, but they build what they call sea walls and sea dikes, where I believe saying that the fastest and most sustainable way than the way governments of Sierra Leone, probably through development partners and the NDMA in the next few years, so for the look at how do we create a permanent demarcation between the already encroached Aberdeen Creek. You understand me, Sister Femi? If we're able to build a strong wall, nobody goes beyond anymore.
So those are the remedies.
Yeah, those are the remedies. But for now, with the remedies and then other smart ways, they do the local way. Begin doing Sansa bag now as we get into the peak of the rainy season. Also, want for promote climate smart agriculture. Now that they make to bring the cessation of rain. So because the rain patterns on the crest now, we also they contemplate discussions because they work with Ministry of Agriculture and Slaggy through Sileska as well, the CLNC certification agency. How do we start to bring breeds and variety of breeds that can do well within short periods because the rain pattern don't decrease? And then we also say we want for monitor tight and coastal conditions, but lastly we want for enhanced coordination and partnership. That is why our relationship with the NDMA mark you the technical pillar that the National Disaster Management Agency has provided for in the act, because we sit on the board of NDMA sits on the board of SLMet. With all of those discussions, we are the technical pillar. We don't share the information with them and the partnership that they high. As I even they tell you, we now they monitor the patterns of the rain as well. Once we get a flag, but locally, I said we train local volunteers them some years ago where they get man and engage them. They engage them, they record rainfall. There's a threshold, meaning we get mark who said again for them. Now we call the fixed man and engages in our communities them where they put on an open area. We know they put on under us we not dey put am under stick, we dey put am in an open area. Why? Because we wan let collect the rain self ready for them. That is the count we collect. So with that one day that they've monitor them and arrange them, anytime it collect rain, it reach 20 millimeters of rainfall at a time, then it continue for rain for 1 hour, that community is likely to flood. So we get local volunteers and the way that they flag that information with we, and then we match them against with systems that we share with NDMA for the response and recovery. But we they take time how they play with sensitive information and the agency. For instance, issues around flooding, you just see an assistant that you talk say, oh, Freetown, and so you know the commotion and confusion we go cause just because of one go. So why? That's why we forecast the models that improve at the agency, we they improve with networks and through the FSRP, the Food System Resilience Project under the Ministry of Agriculture, we efforts with the Action Against Hunger, with the AVDP through the International Agricultural Development Fund (IFAD), and also the one there now with SMIDA. Currently, we also work on climate early warning and climate information disseminations across specific communities, and of course on a particular effort known as the CATB efforts. So all of the things and they mark towards how we simplify and how we try to take the information and also enhance last mile delivery. But to be very honest with you, the systems organ at the agency is working, the leadership is also getting more stronger, and they are more innovative and more collaborative ways how we want to take the climate and early warning information dissemination issues forward. Inside the last couple of months, the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change is also discussing issues around the Climate Change Act, and with those discussions ongoing for create an action, a law around climate change, therefore be tie into the ministry, to in oversight institutions, the SLMET, EPA, NPAA. We also they look at how we don't duplicate rules, how we don't undermine ourselves, how we do not do anything across those laws, the legal framework, so that some of these systems of government don't be. Mark you in 2020 with the establishment of the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change, Papa government say all the things that way they happen, when a Bobosho, when a Masibo, where they happen, now the environment want one voice for approach them. We then create the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change with the leadership of Jiwa Emmanuel Abdullah.
We don't exceed the time, but let me just look at this. This is very important. What will be your message to especially residents living in disaster prone areas where then they wait till the flood starts before they even take the warning very seriously?
Well, this one it look a little bit interesting, but say I think with discussions that I say a lot of people now are looking forward that there are a lot of discussion. Okay, you would work on whether that instead they remove them from the slums. We know what happened at the Bay some years ago. We know what happened at Motome, and you saw people were giving properties and other things on the outskirts of the city. There are now stories of them have returned again. So now they are saying instead of government pool on at the city when I had the bread and butter and I had the cut them, let all the naya. What you go do ya pali na olosho. If you get that television, if you get yebu where they na Dundas Street or where they na Chakasivi Street or where they na any side where say it's safe, begin clear and go there now, because know waiting the ring for Tanlek, and we know how Freetown done it over the years. Now it make me, I don't talk on a public platform. I remember I raised this and then somebody reached me when a big person in this country, I'm not gonna name names, I say Mina a proponent and a big voice behind the government national cleaning exercise that is no longer existent, because that national cleaning exercise be the help this city. The bad habit we will get as Freetonians now for saying dirty na gutter, for government in government out, year in year out, meteorological information year in year out, people go still to dirty na the gutter. What we go do? The Freetown City Council started with the ASLAF, of course the SLRA, of course also with the NDMA. Let we clean with gutters. We don't see regents can block during the course of the rainy season. I remember some rainy season the passway they run by Kisi Road, because that regent 2 certain policeman the team they be make that particular side they femi that side na be big gutter na they don't yanda. All the sansa where they come up from upper regents now they don't block yanda. So wait till they wait map they like na land. All that side they can block over the rains. But if you they live now Oloshowo, they live now especially the coastal zones, don't forget you sansan bag. Not forget for also provide longer tables. Those are smart ways, because probably go to left that area now. This now August. Who say go get host now? But as they go into the rains property, the 11th, we don't know waiting the 15th get for do. We don't know waiting the 20th get for do until the end of the month. Make sure say you do this sansan bag. Make sure say some of your valuables you begin keep them safe, because that's the best you can do now. Going forward, and then at the same time also clear them gutters the way they around you host. You then in your local community, you get you see where they pass under your host. Do you if you not cleaner yet, being it cleaner. Big gutters in our local communities. What is happening to local community mobilization? When I mobilize locally, drainage is the way that they block. But do you want to pull out from the gutter? They will not put her on the street. When I find way how to get rid of her. So I think, and also we don't forget the prevalence of strong winds as we go into September. You where they live along huge tree areas them where you know say you not get better tree around you, or if you get stronger trees or you get trees around you, make sure say you also get for the find yourself safe. If you're inside the city during the course of September, strong wind blow, make sure say them bigger buildings them go be the Bangura building, it go be the SLCB or any other major building along the line. If you know say the wind is too strong, you go take cover on the other side and but most importantly, the people in Akokube who live for years, Oloshowo and other side then, you know, Konakidi, Laka, Hamilton, Yeliboya, Yago, Bonds, Shenge, wherever you get this information from, if you live closer to the coast, get you always bag them, pack you some sandbags them, and get ready for the peak of the rainy season when they will day now.
Thank you very much. In name na Success Ibrahim Say Kamara, and also na a lawyer, na the head of PR and communications, now the Sierra Leone Meteorological Agency, we the in charge of weather forecast. And the topic of the look at today now heavy rains and flooding. As Sierra Leone getting warning, early warning signs enough. When you get untimely, you don't tell you what to need from you concerning that and waiting now the measures that were taking place in terms of flooding. And also we get Honorable Abdulmuni Lassana, we are the former member of parliament for the Sierra Leone People's Party. We talk on the constitutional amendment bill 2026. We don't pass and waiting change and waiting this mean to Sierra Leonean and democracy inside the country. Well, today tea time is end. We don't come to the end of tea time for today. And make sure say you join me again tomorrow. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be promising us we will read on messages then from the YouTube page, the Facebook, and also the TikTok. May your bring the program come to my name, my friend Kuka. And I wish you all a lovely day. Stay blessed, stay peaceful, be that kind responsible citizen, and always put Mama Saleh first before anything else. Have a lovely day. Let me take us to goodbye.
Hi, please tune in to Women's Voice Online TV for your news, entertainment, and remember, it's the only online TV that focuses on women and girls. Stay tuned, always.
Women's Voice Online TV.
You dey watch Women's Voice Online TV and sure say every day you stay clue to the fine program them where they put every day.
Not to all success story easy, and not to all struggle self-visible, but for Boko woman and girl picking them, the journey is full up with Boko strength and sacrifice them. Now that make this platform they exist for talk about things like this, for share real life experience them, for celebrate achievements them, and also for address certain challenges them where woman and girl picking them they face. Because for protect the cause of woman and girl picking them means say you for team up stronger one with them, you for listen to them, and you for also support them growth.
Women's Voice Online TV.
Watch Women's Voice Online every day and be part and parcel of this journey in the life of women.
Be you man or woman, tune in to Women's Voice Online TV.
Sometimes they do something, but we for go viral, you know they go. When a good thing, where you come to woman, then go admire you and then go emulate you. But you know they be. But now that we get this online, I think say it will go far and wild, so that the other woman then go see the importance of woman there.
Inside Women's Voice Online TV, all voice matter and all stories set important. And this not only the beginning for protect the cause of woman and girl picking them.
Hi, please tune in to Women's Voice Online TV for your news, entertainment, and remember, it's the only online TV that focuses on women and girls. Stay tuned, always.
Women's Voice Online TV.
You dey watch Women's Voice Online TV, ensure say every day you stay clue to the fine program them where they put every day.
Not all success story easy, and not all struggle self-visible. But for Boko woman and girl pikin them, the journey is full up with Boko strength and sacrifice them. Now that makes this platform they exist for talk about things like this, for share real life experience them, for celebrate achievements them, and also for address certain challenges them where woman and girl picking them they face. Because for protect the cause of woman and girl picking them means say you for team up triangle one with them, you for listen to them, and you for also support their growth.
Women's Voice Online TV.
Watch Women's Voice Online every day and be part and parcel of this journey